So I've recently made a video about naming your companies and explaining the difference between my photography company, which lives over here, and my YouTube company, which lives over here. And I used to do a weekly Q&A over on Instagram. I don't do it anymore. I do it monthly-ish. But one of the questions I kept getting asked that I couldn't answer in that small bit of text space you have is, do you need a YouTube channel to be a professional photographer? Does it help to have a YouTube channel with a good following? And I'm going to address two parts of this question because there's a slightly different question, which is how many followers do you need on Instagram to be able to be a successful photographer as well? So let's break those down. Let's look at followers first, YouTube second. And when we talk about followers, we'll talk about Instagram, we'll talk about TikTok, and we will talk about YouTube. So I have a very small following. I have 30,000 photographers following me on YouTube, which is you guys. And then, hello. I have 16,000 Instagram followers. I don't have TikTok. I'm too old, which is not the approach you should have to it. That is a bad mindset, but it is my mindset. So yes, too old. It doesn't matter how many followers you have in terms of being a commercial photographer, which is what I am. This is not my day job. This is just a bit of fun side hustle stuff I do. Being a commercial photographer, the number of followers you have on Instagram is irrelevant. What does matter, or what can matter, is who those followers are. There's probably 50 people in my country who need to know who I am, and I make sure they follow me, and that I follow them, and that we engage. The other 15,950 followers are just people who like my work, which is lovely. I love sharing my work. Part of the reason I am a photographer is because I want people to see my work. But it doesn't make me money, people looking at it and clicking like. Likes are nice. They make your ego feel good. They give you that dopamine hit. It's all good. But it doesn't pay the bills. What pays the bills is getting booked. So in terms of how many followers you need, 10 to 50. Probably enough. Don't worry past that. What you do need to worry about is who those followers are. Now let's talk about YouTube. Now, with the previous video where we talked about company names, which might actually not have come out yet, depends on how I do this. I don't know if you know, but I batch film, hence it looks like I wear the same outfit for a month. YouTube is not only not a requirement as a professional photographer, it's a hindrance. And let me talk about why that is. There's a lot of gatekeepering. Gatekeepering? There are gatekeepers in photography. And it comes in many forms. One of them being, are you inside the M25 in the UK? That's a big one. The next one being the jargon we use. Could you pass the deck over so we can create a treatment, and we'll follow up with the estimate, and then if we could have the pre-production meeting, we'll bring the CD down and the AD so they can all discuss what's going to happen on the day. We'll bring our digi in and our post-production team and all this random jargon, when what we actually want to say is, could you bring the people who make the creative ideas down to a coffee shop so we can have a quick chat? I'll bring the guy who's going to fix the images in post, and we'll all work out what we need to get. But there's a lot of gatekeeping in that way. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, good or bad. I'll be honest, I don't have an opinion on this. As of yet. I'm thinking about it. I'll be opinionated one day. There is then the fact that photography is a very snobbish business. If you're creative and an artist, you're creative and an artist. You don't do anything else. You don't have a side hustle. You don't have a job. You certainly don't sling workshops out online to make additional income. That's not cool. So I actually call this YouTube channel Tin House Studios, so it's not associated to my photography work. My commercial photography work is, of course, under my name, Scott Chathunyo, has its own website, has its own marketing plan, has its own everything. It has nothing to do with this. Don't even wear the same clothes to work when I'm Scott Chathunyo. And yes, I pronounce my name differently at different times. It's Chathunyo, but we say Chathunyo for English people because they look at me like I'm insane otherwise. But it's a hindrance. I have to be careful that not too many people know about this because it would make me look amateurish. Now, this actually creates a good income. And I'm going to make a whole video on how to do YouTube channels for people because I think it's a lot of money left on the table. And I say it makes good income. During lockdown, if it wasn't for this YouTube channel, there was a 3-month gap of cash flow, which would have been tight. And yes, I had savings to bail myself out, of course, but you don't want to use your emergency savings. I'd been finished paying for the jobs that had happened before lockdown. There's the gap. I'd started doing some jobs, so money was going out paying for the jobs, but I wasn't yet paid for them. There was a cash flow gap. And this YouTube channel filled the gap, not just from the ad revenue, but also from the workshops I sell. And the workshops are kind of like information from a professional which you can't find online. like how we do our marketing Mondays, how we do our marketing, how we do our business, how we manage things, what's cool in the world, how to know, that sort of stuff. I don't sell many. I sell 100 tickets a month. I limit it. We do a workshop each month. They're like 50 to 60 pounds, so they're affordable. And that saved my bacon. And as a photographer, I can't say that on Instagram to people because it makes me look vulnerable, it makes me look weak, and it makes me look not successful. Now, the fact that I make 90% more from my photography than my YouTube channel is irrelevant. They don't care about that. But having the YouTube channel gives an impression that I'm not a real photographer. And I know this because I can spot fake photographers a mile off. I can spot people who go, I'm a commercial fashion photographer. And then you look on their website and it's just pictures of girls. There's no tear sheets. There's no adverts. There's no nothing. It's just pictures of girls. And you can spot these people. And that's not a slight. I think if I wasn't a commercial photographer, I would be a full-time YouTube educator. I would absolutely do this because I think I was going to be a teacher anyway had I not gone into the career I have. My backup career, if all goes south, is to be a primary school teacher and teach the little tiny children. That's what I'd love to do. I find children funny, epically funny, all the time. Brilliant. Kids are amazing. I'd love to do that. That would be my second choice job if photography didn't work out. But this is kind of like that. Not that you're little children, but it's the same thing. It's teaching, it's educating, it's sharing knowledge that I have from experiences I've had to other people to help them achieve what they want. And I enjoy that. I get a great sense of satisfaction. But as a photographer, it does not make me. So I think, yes, having a YouTube channel is good. Put it in a separate business name. But it will have absolutely no benefit to your photography career. Apart from, it can help with cash flow. And I think a lot of people don't realize how much money is available by doing YouTube stuff in terms of brand endorsements, which I turn down most of them because they're a pain in the arse. But sometimes I take them and I take the cash. I do a lot of talks for canvas societies and clubs and things like that, which pay, you get £400 for a talk. It's not bad. It's not amazing money. It's not photography money, but it's all right. I get like £500-600 from YouTube ad revenue. That's all right. It's not amazing money. It's like, it's all right though. And then I make the majority of the YouTube money from the workshops, which obviously is a lot higher than the other little income streams. But altogether, plus the Patreon, it means I don't have to worry in life. And that's important to me. And this is something I've been thinking of a lot recently because I've been as the jobs I do get bigger and the campaigns I shoot get larger, shooting the smaller ones are less enticing for me. When a small campaign is only paying, say, 10% of what a massive one does, it's like, it's the same stress. Do I want to do it? And I find myself with a lot of time on my hands. And then I question whether I'm still a photographer, despite the fact that I'm earning more year on year. I'm doing bigger campaigns year on year. I start to question, am I even a photographer? I've not taken a picture all week. Am I now a YouTuber? I've done more YouTube videos this week than I've done photographs. Does that now make me a YouTuber? Or are we talking in monetary senses? Because I make more from photography, does that mean that's what I do? So there's a whole load of stuff going on here. And I am going to make you all a free downloadable tutorial at some point on how to do this whole YouTube thing and make it a business. Because with all of this thinking that's been going on, the one thing I have definitely decided on is I don't really want a job ever. And I do want to make sure that I don't have to worry about money. So having the YouTube income means that I don't worry about money. I can live my very frugal, humble life without any stress. And then when a photography campaign comes along, it's like, great, there's the real money, there's the big money. But if I don't want to do it, I don't have to do it. I can go and photograph seashells, which is what I'm doing tomorrow. And, have a nice time and enjoy the quality of life that I would like without the stress. Anyway, I have rambled on something chronic. We've very much lost track of the conversation here, but hope this is of use to somebody. If you want to get that free workshop that I'm going to do, join the Facebook group. It's in the description below. And I would definitely be posting a thing there as to how to get it. It'll be completely free of charge in just the hope that it can help you achieve the same lack of stress that I now have. Because I wish someone had told me this 10 years ago, because I had some sleepless nights early on in my career when I didn't have enough money. So there we go. Anyway, I digress. We finish. See you all soon. Goodbye.